Hello viewers and welcome to the Saturday, March 22nd edition of 284 News. I am Jacques Wooding, bringing you our top stories from this week. Thank you so much for joining us. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force has confirmed that one male suspect has been arrested in connection with a stabbing incident that occurred on March 20th in Gun Creek, Virgin Gorda. The incident took place shortly after 8 a.m. and resulted in one male sustaining serious injuries. He was transported to the Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital, where he later succumbed to his injuries. The deceased has since been formally identified as Rasheal Thomas Alexander, 27 years old, of Virgin Gorda. Video footage of the incident has since been in circulation. Investigations into the circumstances surrounding the incident are ongoing. Meanwhile, Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley believes that the Vibes Cartel show last weekend met its objective of contributing to the development of the tourism sector. There has been some objection to the show taking place and the government investing $220,000 into the event, along with an undisclosed sum from the BVI Tourist Board and Film Commission. Premier Wheatley says the show was all love without any reported incident during an interview on ZBVI Radio.
The show was a huge success. I have to congratulate Steve Parolan, Yellow Promotions. It was a massive amount of effort. There was lots of moving parts. It was lots of challenges, but in the end, he was able to pull off an extremely successful show. And I believe that the Virgin Islands public benefited. The Virgin Islands public, many visitors came out and supported the show. That was an indication that they saw this show as something good. And everybody came out. They had a good time. During the show, I had no indications of any incidents, any fights, any disputes, anything like that. I know some persons were expecting a lot of trouble and a lot of problems, but it was all love, black on black love, and it was hugely successful. This is what we envisioned. This is what we call tourism. This is investment in the tourism product. We had so many persons come from abroad. One lady told me she came from Alaska. We had persons come from all over the United States and from several Caribbean countries. And I think perhaps maybe we might have even had some persons from Europe as well. So, this is tourism. The rooms were rented. The rooms were booked. Cars were rented. Persons bought clothes, they bought food, the bars did well.
Despite the objections by people and organizations of the show taking place, Premier Wheatley says he has no regret in making the investment.
It's a definite strategy for building the tourism product, and it's not just shows like these type of shows. It's Spring Regatta, it is the Caribbean Baking Awards, it's the Pink Show, it's the basketball, cricket. Hopefully we can organize something for cricket. It's sports, fishing, it's the Scrub Island Invitational, it's the North Drop Open. It's building these events that have the potential to bring guests from abroad. And we have to spend a certain amount of money on our tourism products. Some persons seem as though they want to take all the money that you spend on tourism and spend on other things. But I'll say to you, if you don't spend any money on building your economy, you won't have money to do all the other things we need to do in society. And this is what persons need to understand. It's not just spending money on a quote-unquote party, as some people want to say it. It is investing in a tourism product. And every country around the world invest a certain percentage of their budget into their tourism product. because of the benefits that it has for the community. I mean, why would I regret our business community making money? Our rent-a-car agencies making money, our hotels being booked, the vendors making money, the barber shops and the hair salons. Do you think they regret making the money? And if they don't regret it, why should?
In other news, 2nd District Representative, the Honorable Melvin M. Turnbull, is again expressing concern about the crime taking place throughout the territory, which includes burglaries and ringing out of gunshots in his district. Turnbull said he is working along with the Acting Police Commissioner, Jacqueline Vanderpool, the BVI Electricity Corporation, and businesses to put measures in place aimed at protecting all residents.
And I made my awareness known when there was shootings happening throughout my community in the wee hours of the morning. But now there seems to be burglaries and other things taking place in the territory. Gunshots are ringing off in different communities within my district. And I believe it is important to let my voice be heard because it cannot be the norm in our BVI. It cannot be the norm in any community. Our families and our children and this community that we call BVI has to remain what it is known for, which is almost zero crime tolerance our community.
Turnbull says talks are taking place with the police to have the police station in Cane Garden Bay open for a longer period and also to have more police patrols in the area.
Well, the police station is open. We're trying to get it moved back towards being more 24-hour a day, man 24 hours a day. That's one of the conversations we had with Commissioner, taking it from this shift system that is currently on to having it available and open 24 hours a day or as close to it as possible. What the commissioner has been able to assure us of, and we've seen it, is the patrolling of the cars that are going by the units that are going to the different communities and letting their presence be felt. That has been done since we've had these meetings. Coming down to the end of last year, we had quite a number of reports and offenses being committed, and now we've seen a little bit of a decrease. But at the end of the day, if we don't stay on it constantly, it has to be, it is going to continue, of course. So we must address it with urgency and have all persons in the community aware that they have a role to play. And as district representative, I am willing to support every measure to ensure that our communities, our families, our businesses, and everyone that live therein remain safe.
And viewers, with that, we take a quick word from our sponsors. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Some claim that the age of a true gentleman is far behind us, but we disagree. He may appear in different guises today, but the values and ideals that make him a gent still stand. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman by yours truly, Ron Grant, presents Season 7. Introducing Travi Rose, Creative Director. Alex Lake, Businessman. Sean Black, Cinematographer. Dakari Wheatley Adams, Content Creator. Donandre Millwood, Educator and Musician. Hashim Dream, Entertainer. James Todman Sr., Contractor. Dr. Albert Tompkins, Psychotherapist. Walter Barrett, Author. Rakim Todman, Producer and Engineer. Kamal Letson, Photographer. Roosevelt Smith III, Sales Manager and Hospitality Professional. Leland Abraham, IT Technician and Cybersecurity Analyst. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 7, every Wednesday at 8 p.m., exclusively on 284 Media. Get ready to reason, reflect, and redefine yourself through the stories of real-life heroes. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 7, Raising a Generation of Greatness. Voted Top 35 Gentleman Podcast Worldwide by FeedSpot and BI Icon Award winner.
Angie, how can I get my claims paid quick? Rent's due next week.
CG processes 99% of claims within 5 days. Remember when I was hang gliding with those goats? I caught a gust of wind and flew right into a moving car. Every appendage was in the cast, and they paid fast and fairly. That's what I get for trusting a man with a mustache and an eye patch. Now I gotta go. I'm meeting the guy who bedazzled my toes.
99% of claims are processed within 5 days. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. We continue with news that Premier and Minister for Finance, Dr. Natalia Wheatley, has been part of discussions of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States' 76th Authority meeting in St. Martin this week, as they speak on strengthening relationships. Premier Wheatley shared his thoughts during an interview with the Director of Communications, Carrier Christopher, on the sidelines of the meeting, which also served as the ascension of St. Martin to the OECS. Dr. Wheatley noted that the imposition of tariffs by the United States and various countries is creating a situation in which it is important for the OECS to seek better trading relationships within the region, especially as it relates to food security.
We will see the prospects of increased prices. And we also see countries who are stockpiling goods. And that speaks to the whole question of food security.
Yeah.
And of course, that is a real threat to our people in the Virgin Islands. But if we can cooperate, because we have many countries in the OECS who are food producers, big food producers in the past, but in some instances, like where the WTO made rulings, it somewhat damaged the agricultural industry in some OECS countries. But what we need to realize is that we also need to consume goods. We don't just have to sell to the United States or to the European Union.
Yes.
We have our own markets, and if we strengthen our ability to trade, we can trade with each other as opposed to simply importing and exporting with the developed countries.
The Premier sees St. Martin as being integrated into the OECS as a big deal because it is a French territory.
They are part of France, somewhat different from our relationship with the United Kingdom. So we see right here in the OECS, we have a gateway into the European Union. Because, of course, the United Kingdom left the European Union.
Yes.
But with St. Martin, Guadeloupe, and Martinique in the OECS, that is a bridge to the European Union. And certainly they receive goods. We have direct shipping routes from Europe into Guadeloupe, Martinique, and St. Martin. And that is also an option and a benefit for us, especially when we're talking about the tariffs potentially that's taken place in the United States and other countries.
Dr. Wheatley emphasized that for the BVI to be less dependent on the United States for its imports, they have to harmonize their policies to allow easier access of goods from OECS countries.
We have a number of OECS countries who have agricultural industries, St. Vincent, Dominica, we have St. Lucia. We may have some level of trade with these countries, but we need to be able to accelerate it and to be able to increase it. And that means harmonizing our policies, our tariffs, our duties at the ports to allow easier entry. And of course, we have to be able to ensure that we have shipping routes. So we have to engage our own shippers who will be able to go down south. And then we have shippers from these countries who will be able to come north, and we'll be able to meet in the middle somewhere so that we can get the goods up to the northern Leeward Islands. So we see incredible prospects for cooperation. We also have, of course, we've been speaking about immigration. I was at just a week or two ago, I was at the immigration ministers meeting, and we spoke about things like having a warrant, an arrest warrant within the OECS region. This means if somebody commits a crime in another country, any other country of the OECS, that arrest warrant can be issued that we can act on in places like the Virgin Islands. So that strengthens security, as we know that crime is a transnational problem.
In other news, tonight we bring you the heartbreaking story of a mother's relentless pursuit of justice, a journey that has taken 11 years after a trusted member of the community, a police officer, was convicted of molesting her young daughter. In an exclusive interview with To It For Media, she shares her pain, perseverance, and message to parents everywhere. It was in 2015 that this mother's world changed forever. She had returned home, visiting family with a newborn, unaware of the nightmare that would unfold.
And then I had an 8-year-old, brilliant, nice, beautiful little girl. She was born in October 2006. And I asked Mr. Harris Walters to be godfather for the child. Both parents asked for him to be there as a police officer to serve and protect the little kids in the community, the people, and then for him to go and molest my daughter. It's devastating.
Her daughter was supposed to be taken to her father. Instead, she was taken to a hotel where the unimaginable happened. The mother recounts the moment she found out.
Went back home, don't mind the accent. I went back home to the US because I have a son that has medical problems, disabilities. So I moved back home and I came home. When I went back home, I was already pregnant. So when I came back home now to bring the baby to show families and friends, this was 2015, June, we came back home. And in July, when my daughter was supposed to go to practice for, little girls want to be in a parade with majorettes. And he was supposed to take her to her father, and instead took her to my sister-in-law hotel. And they molested my daughter. She came home. I see her fidgeting, and I was like, "What's wrong with you?" She said, "I have to bathe." Because I know sometimes she will wet on herself. She can't So later on the night, she was like, "Mommy, I have something to say." And I was holding the baby. Baby was about 2.5 months. And she was like, "Mommy, I have something to tell you, but don't beat me." She started to cry. I say, "Mama, what the hell did you do?" She say, "Mommy, Godfather Walters molested me. I almost dropped my baby."
The pain, she said, was overwhelming. Juggling the care of a newborn and the trauma her daughter was experiencing, she sought justice. The process, however, would be long and difficult. Look out for the full release on all To It For Media platforms this weekend. And viewers, with that, we take a quick break, but stay with us. We will be right back.
CCT is turning up the heat with the ultimate spin and win jackpot. Sign up for any postpaid plan, Freedom, GoFast LTE, or Fire Fiber Internet, or pay your postpaid bill on time for your chance to spin the wheel and win $1,000 every week during March Madness. And here's the best part. If there's no winner, the jackpot increases every week, making your chances to win even bigger. Not a CCT customer? Make the switch to Life Unlimited. Already a postpaid customer? Just pay your bill on time. Prepaid customer? Upgrade to a postpaid plan today. What are you waiting for? Sign up, pay up, stay connected for a chance to spin to win. Call us at 444-4444 or visit a CCT store for details on the right plan for you or your eligibility to spin. Terms and conditions apply. CCT. Life Unlimited. Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us.
Ahead of the upcoming Inter-Primary Athletics Championships, students from across the territory are sharing their school spirit and inviting the public to come out to this year's event in a competition proudly sponsored by 284 Media. Students showcase their creativity and readiness for this year's event in the videos submitted. The videos are already posted to the 284 Media Facebook page, and the video with the most likes accumulated by 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday, March 25th will claim victory. Here's a look at the entries received.
You held me down, but I got
victory! No! Wellington and Memorial Primary School will be attending the Inter-Primary Schools Athletic Championship 2025. Are you going? Yeah! Are you ready, Tigers? Yeah!
Meet the Ebenezer Thomas Primary School on March 26th and 28th for the Inter-Primary Sports Competition. See you there!
Set! Ready? Go! I'm a Dawson, have you heard? Heard what? On the 26th and the 28th, we're having Inter-Primary Sports Day! Yay! And you're invited to come out and support! E-A-T-L-E-S! E-A-T-L-E-S! Go, Eagles, go! Right, win, so! Go, Eagles, go! We're coming back for more! Listen up, Eagle fans! On Wednesday 26th and Friday 28th, the track is going to be hot, hot, hot! So take note at the A.O. Shirley Recreational Ground at 9 a.m. sharp! See you there! Go, Eagles!
On behalf of the Ines Islands Primary School, we invite you to the 2024-2025 Inter-Primary Sports. See you there on March 26th and 28th. And don't forget,
the Hawks are back like never before!
Get set, go!
Go Hawks! Let's go Hawks! Let's go Hawks! Let's go Hawks! Let's go! Take it to the limit, take it to the top. We are the Hawks and we can't be stopped.
Hi everybody, my name is Dominique Ashley and I am representing Valley Day Primary School. The Inter-Primary School Athletics Championships are right around the corner and we are excited to compete. It all goes down on the 26th and 28th of March at the A.O. Shirley Recreational Grounds. Come out and support our student athletes as they make their school proud.
Hey you, yes you, do you know what's coming up?
It's our annual Inter-Primary School Sports!
Are y'all going?
Of course we're going. The world's gonna be dead.
Come on down to the A.O. Shirley Recreational Ground on March 26th and 28th.
To see me,
and me, dominate the track.
When the music play, we take it on.
Mike Wilmer.
day for our next repeat.
FLPS back again, coming to claim the throne once again. Come on out at the A.O. Shirley Recreation Ground for the Inter-Primary Sports 2025 on March 26th and 28th at 9 a.m. sharp.
As things currently stand, Francis Lettsome Primary School holds a narrow lead in the 2025 Inter-Primary Athletics Championships with 69 points, just 4 ahead of Enid Adams Primary School, according to preliminary standings released by the Department of Youth and Sports. The results, which cover the first 11 events of the competition, show a tight race developing among the territory's primary schools, like Willard Wheatley Primary School and Ebenezer Thomas Primary School, who are tied for third place with 42 points each. The championship, which began with preliminary events, will conclude with finals scheduled for March 26th and 28th at the A.O. Shirley Recreation Grounds in Tortola. Competition begins at 9 a.m. each day. Brigado Flax Educational Center rounds out the top 5 with 37 points, while Joyce Samuel Primary School holds 6th place with just over 30 points. 19 schools are expected to compete in the annual event, which showcases young athletic talent from across the territory. The championship features traditional track and field events, including sprints, relays, and field events, appropriate for primary school athletes. Officials are encouraging community members to attend the final competition days to support the young athletes. In other news, children dressed as their favorite storybook characters filled the streets of Roadtown this week during the Children's Book Parade, a highlight of Education Month activities organized by the Ministry of Education, Youth Affairs, and Sports. The event, described by organizers as a magical celebration of stories, creativity, and learning, brought together students, teachers, and parents in a colorful display of literary appreciation. Here's a look at how things went down. And viewers, that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com, like us on Facebook at 284media, and 284BVI on Instagram, Threads, and X, formerly Twitter. I'm Jaka Wooding, and I'll see you again next week, so have yourself a safe and enjoyable weekend. Goodbye.